for the Devil in the Details Big Match Preview. Hello and welcome to Devil in the Details video report coming to you from me, Dan Robinson. Joining me this week on the show, as we always have, is Paul Whiteside. Good evening, Paul.
Hiya, Dan. Nice to speak to you, mate. Great to be back doing another video podcast. It's nice for people to see our ugly mugs, I suppose, isn't it, mate? But yeah, really excited tonight, mate, to be chatting about the Leeds game tomorrow. I'm really keyed up, really pumped up for this one. I sort of wish I was playing, to be honest with you, but can't wait for tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, mate. Big game this Friday. Tomorrow night against Leeds Rhinos. It's going to be a really big game. Also joining us on the video podcast this week is, as ever, the man that created all of this to make it happen is Rob Parkinson. Good evening, Rob.
Right, boys. Yeah, we're looking forward to the game against Leeds Rhinos on Friday night. It's going to be a big game for Salford Red Devils, and hopefully, we're going to come away with the victory to keep our Super League dreams alive.
Yeah, it's always good to chat to both of you. As Paul has mentioned, it's good to see our ugly mugs for a change. We're going to talk about Friday's game against Leeds. It's a really big game for us. We need to get a win up at Headingley. It's going to be difficult, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, mate, it's going to be very difficult going to Leeds. It always is, isn't it? I mean, I've only ever seen him win there once. My dad's actually seen us win there twice. He was there in 1977, so he's going for a hat-trick of wins at Headingley. Probably one of a few people who probably have done. We know it's going to be tough because Leeds finished the season really strong, didn't they? They beat Wigan, they beat Hull FC, and they've hit the ground running in this mid-lakes as well, haven't they? They had a tough game against Hull last time out and only just scraped past them. And really, I thought they were a bit fortunate at London. They conceded 28 points, and London gave them a bit of a game. But on their own ground at Headingley, they're quite a formidable side, aren't they? Especially for us. But if we go there with the right attitude, and like I said on the podcast, throw the kitchen sink at Leeds, absolutely give it everything. I think we've more than got a good enough chance to turn Leeds over.
Yeah, and we spoke on the podcast, about the game, as you mentioned there. We need to throw absolutely everything at the Leeds. Players, they are good at home. They've had a difficult season in Super League, but this middle eights, they play quite well. But I don't know about you, mate. For me, I think they're there for the taking. To be honest with you, we didn't turn up at Headingley. Towards the end of the year when we just got beat, we were quite lacklustre. I thought we looked slow. But it's interesting to look at the team news as well. Daniel Vido's come back into the squad. You've got Ryan Lannon that's come back into the squad. Jordan Wall's coming back into the squad. So, I think especially if Vido plays, he needs to have, a big game for the club. I think he's been a little bit disappointing so far this season, but he feels that himself, and I think it'd be a good opportunity for him to get back into the team and, and to prove all the people that are doubting him wrong, and have a really good game. We're looking like we're going to muscle them up front. We've got Craig Kopjak, Luke Burgess, Wella Haraki, Ben Murdoch-Masilla. So if those players can play alongside, Rob Blue and Michael Dobson, then, yeah, for me, mate, I think we've got every chance to go in there. It's a vital game. We need to win it. So, yeah, why not get a victory, eh?
I agree with that, Dan. We do need to put in a big performance against Leeds Rhinos on Friday. And, looking at the teams, like you said, it's going to be a good match between the two. It's more for us to win the game on Friday. It's an important game for the club. Obviously, the next three games are all winnable games, but beating Leeds at Leeds would certainly put the Super League qualifiers back in our hands, especially after the defeat against Lee and Hull KR.
Yeah, I was at that game earlier in the season. We lost there 8-0, and I remember the video that I did for the podcast, and Rob said I nearly cried, and I did. It was a disappointing night, and Leeds were there for the taking that night. But I think Leeds have changed a bit since then. They have hit a bit of form. They've got a few players back. But like you say, Dan, I think we can match Leeds up front. We can match them in the forwards. I think where you've got to watch Leeds, it's on their outside edges. Guys like Ryan Hall, Joel Moon, that Sutcliffe and countless others. They've got pace out wide, haven't they? You've got to watch Rob Burrow as well. So they've got class players, haven't they? They've got international players. They've got a lot of international players in the side, experienced players as well. They've won grand finals and been to finals and things like that. So, and especially at home, Leeds are formidable, as I mentioned before, and not to call referees and that, but they always seem to get a decent one at home, don't they? So we've got to be on our mettle, but I think if we can turn them over, because other sides have gone there this season. Widnes have won there, Ulkars won there, Wakefield's won there, Cass hammered them there, so why not? It's all about the attitude to me, and like you say about Daniel Vido, he's got to come into the side with the right attitude and start performing, because that's what you're getting paid for. So I'd love to see him in there and love to see him have a good game on Friday night.
Yeah, Dan, I think it's really important that the boys played the team, not the shirt, against Leeds Rhinos. They are a top quality team with quality internationals, and it's all about putting the performance in and not being beaten before you get on the field. After 2 weeks of hard graft and hard work, I'm sure the boys are going to be totally focused on getting a win, and I'm really hoping forward to a good game and a good win on Friday.
We've got to absolutely match them in every department, and we've got the players to do that. You mentioned the outside backs there with Joel Moon. You've got Callum Watkins, who's a fantastic player and a good friend of mine. But yeah, I think we need to look at the games now as they are cup finals for us. We need to treat each game as a one-off game and try and get those 2 points. To put us in a position where we could keep our Super League place.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I think if we go on, any win at Leeds for Salford is a piece of history, a nice little piece of history, and I think it'd be a massive shot in the arm for not only the players but for the club if we were to go there and get a result tomorrow night. And it's something that's been playing on my mind ever since the OKR game. I'm absolutely buzzing for this game. I'm buzzing for every game watching Salford as I always am, but Leeds away especially is one game I always look forward to. I've only ever seen them win there once. I've seen us lose there loads of times. I remember the cup semi-final. I've had my heart broken there watching Salford more times than I care to remember. So if we were to get a result there, any time, even in a bloody friendly, it'd do me. But there's a lot riding on this game. It could save our season. It could save the future of the club. So to go there and put Leeds in the place, I think it'd be fantastic. So I'd encourage anybody to get down there tomorrow night. I can't wait for it. I've booked a few hours off work. I'm losing a few hours' pay to get there, and couldn't care less. As long as we win tomorrow, I'd lose a week's pay. I just want to get there tomorrow night and cheer the lads on, because it's a massive, massive game for us, and it's a game I believe we can win with the right attitude. I've said countless times, with the right attitude, we can go there and win that game. We've got the players that are good enough. Let's go down there and let's do Leeds tomorrow night.
It's a massive, massive game, like you said, Paul, on Friday, and we're kind of hoping that we put a massive performance in. Looking at our record, at least, it's not the greatest, is it? But the players have the opportunity to make a little bit of history. Being the team that went to Leeds and won, and then made our Super League status for the next year would be massive. It would go down in Salford Red Devils folklore. So beating Leeds Rhinos, in this situation, that's how you make history happen. And you could the players could paint themselves into Salford Red Devils folklore in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been there myself, mate. Too. We've been there in the terraces, haven't we? Watching us get beat. All of us, you, me, Rob. We've followed Salford, virtually all our lives. I'm going to put you on the spot now, boys, especially you now, Paul. I'll come to you first. What is your score prediction and your man of the match, do you think, for Friday?
My score prediction for tomorrow night, I said to Rob the other day, I had a dream last week that we played Leeds at Headingley and we won by 31 points to 12. I remember waking up in the morning and saying to my wife, I want to get back to sleep and try and get back into this dream again, but it had gone then, so it was too late. But yeah, 31 points to 12 we won, and I actually climbed on the roof of the South Stand with my dad, and I was giving it to all the Leeds supporters, so that's how I must have had a big block of cheese before I went to bed. But yeah, 31-12, I'm going to stick with that. And my man of the match, I'm going to go for, I think Michael Dobson will play well tomorrow night, and I think he'll direct us around the pitch. So Michael Dobson, a 31-12 win, and you might see a very happy Paul tomorrow night. But I can't wait for it, guys, and good luck to the players and good luck to all the supporters. Safe journey up there, and let's go and smash Leeds.
Yeah, I think if your dream comes true, that'll be fantastic for everybody. 31-12 at Headingley, that's a big statement for the players. I think it'll quite well. Over to you now, Rob. Can you beat that?
Get any cheese powers dreams from me about the game on Friday night, Dan?
My score prediction, Dan, for the game on Friday, I'm thinking that Salford Red Devils will be up for a massive game and come away with a victory, 26 points to 18. I think it's going to be a close one, but when fairy tales happen, you want big finishes, and I think in a try by Craig Kopjak diving over under the post to win it will be fairy tale stuff and send the travelling Reds home in a great mood.
Yeah, I'm also going to go for a Salford victory this week. I think we're going to beat them 28 points to 16. I think we need to get ourselves back on the road to keeping our Super League place. I think I tend to agree, with Michael Dobson. I think he'll lead us around the park quite well. I think Craig Kopjak could be in line for a man of the match performance again, because that guy's got heart. you know, and real go forward and determination to lead the rest of the team to victory. So that's the end of this week's video podcast. Thanks to Paul Whiteside and Rob Parkinson for joining me, Dan Robinson. Don't forget you can find us on Facebook at Devil in the Detail. You can also find us on Twitter at DITDSRD and on SoundCloud as well. So have a safe journey to the fans travelling over to Headingley tomorrow night. Hopefully we can all come back with a smile on our face, and we look forward to seeing you next week.